All right. This is pretty simple to get your South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff driver file and vehicle requirements for Class C non emergency and stretcher van certificates. All right, Class C non emergency and stretcher van driver file requirements. So, all of the information listed below must be kept on file at your place of business because the ORS inspector will need to see the paperwork when he or she performs an inspection. Or what I should say is that is definitely correct. Here in South Carolina, make sure that you keep a copy of your driver's file in a special binder or folder where you can have easy accessibility to the paperwork. So, looking at what is required, we can see that the driver must be 18 years or older. Now, again, that is for the state. Now, for your insurance carriers, it may be different, but for the state requirements, you must be 18 years or older. Copy of current and valid driver's license, current CPR and first aid certificate or equivalent. So make sure you read that correctly. CPR and first aid. Yes, I made that mistake with my first driver. She had all of these things, but I forgot to get her first aid certified. Yes, it was detrimental to my business. So make sure that you get CPR and first aid certified. If you need someone, CPR ASAP is amazing. I have a video on my channel. I will leave the link down below. You can go give her a call, Miss Tangenique Anderson, and she will hook you up. I love attending her CPR and first aid classes. It's always a joy, very informative, and you don't feel like you're taking a test at the end. You feel like you've already learned the information and have been knowing it for years. So I really, really do recommend her, Miss Tangenique Anderson over at CPR ASAP, guys. So here we go. We got 3 years certified copy of your driving record from the DMV. I recommend that if you have a driver that says, I really don't know if I have any issues on there and, blah, 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 then go ahead and get the copy of the 3 year you can pull the 3 year certified, or you can pull the what is it called? The unofficial transcript. So what I would recommend is that you ask your driver to pull their certified copy and that you reimburse them for that. Otherwise, here in South Carolina, I'm not talking for all other states, it can get a little bit, it can, let me take that back. It can get very expensive very quickly when you're looking for drivers and they're not completely honest with you about what is on their driving history, and you continuously pull these driving records. So I found that during our interview process that I do, for me, when I was hiring drivers, I asked them to go ahead and pull their driving record. And if everything was up to par, then I would reimburse them for it. So that helped a lot to cut down, because people that knew they had something on their driving record, they generally, you know how we are in South Carolina, that you just wouldn't hear back from them again. It is what it is. Okay, so then next you're going to need the medical examiner certificate DOT card. You can go to any physician who is certified to perform a medical examination for commercial driver fitness determinations, such as your family doctor, doctor's care, etc. And guys, that's very true. It does have to have on um, on the paperwork that it is a medical examiner. So doctor's care, I know for a fact they do the pre-screening drug screen, which we'll talk about next, and they also do the medical DOT card. They range for like 100, I think, for both the DOT and the drug screening at doctor's care. I was running about 100 and I want to say maybe 130 to $160 for both. I think it was like 80 and $80 for the drug screen, and maybe like 120, something like that for the exam. But those are good for a year. The drug screen, though, is only good with motive care for 30 days. So it's a totally different application. I don't want to get you confused, but I want to make a point that the drug screen you're doing for the PSC is different than the drug screen that you're going to do for motive care. All right. So then the next thing you have is your state criminal background check and your sex offender registry check. And for um, for us here in South Carolina, guys, remember that we are SLED. We are the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. So no point in going to any of these background check places. Those are good for other states, but for us here in South Carolina, we just go to SLED and you put in your information. It's so easy, so quick. You put in your information, but make sure that with your SLED check that you have access to a printer, because you must be able to either download that page, which is really truly just once you put your information in, it gives you a page that says no record found, or it lists the record, and you have to be able to print it out then, or you just wasted $25. So just make sure that you do that. All right. If you don't have internet access, you can call the division between 8 and 4:30, and they can assist you. All right, so then we also have the sex offender registry check. This has been revised because when I started mine, they did not have that. So this is a good thing. And a sex offender registry check can only be obtained through the internet. You may use the website of either the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division or the National Sex Offender Public website. So you can use these two, and this is for your driver to provide proof that a driver is not a registered sex offender, or registered offender. I hope I so search by the driver's first name, middle initial, and last name, and print the page which lists the results of the name search. The list of the names should not include the name of the driver, and this is the proof needed to demonstrate the driver is not registered as a sex offender. Okay. So, page which lists the results of the name search. Okay, I get it. All right. I hope you guys got that. So it just provides proof that a driver is not a registered search sex is not a registered offender. You're going to search by the driver's first name, middle initial, and last name, and then print the page. And then I guess it's going to show you a list of names on there. And then if the driver's name is not on there, that shows that he is not a registered offender. So you have your proof. All right. And so all Class C certificate holders are prohibited from employing or leasing vehicles to drivers who are registered or are required to be registered as a sex offender with the South Carolina law enforcement. So there are some exclusions for a positive background check, but that is not one of them. And you do have to get, well, they may have updated it now that they've updated their policy. Hopefully, we can learn more. I'm just reviewing this at the same time for more of a woo effect. So hopefully they've maybe addressed it. But in the past, to finish my thought, in the past, you have had to have um, a rider on your insurance that stated that you basically have professional insurance in addition to your commercial and general liability insurance to cover sexual malpractice insurance for your drivers. So my hope is that because now we are doing the registered sex offender list, that maybe we don't have to do that portion of the insurance because it is an expense. I know that I went through Saul's Insurance. You guys, they are wonderful at assisting non-emergency medical transportation companies. I always had A1 care. They were always ready and willing to assist me in everything. So I strongly do recommend Saul's to shop around for as your agent, to shop around for your NEMT insurance here locally in South Carolina. So with that being said, here are the vehicle requirements. The vehicle must be marked with the name under which they are conducting business on both sides and the rear with letters at least 3 inches high, along with the PSCSC certificate number. So, guys, here's where it's very important as a non emergency medical transportation company that when you are starting your business, to be careful how you name your business in South Carolina. And the reason why is because in South Carolina, you have to have your name of your business on both sides and the rear. So it has to be your business's full name. So with long words already, such as transportation, if that's in your business name, you don't have much room for anything else. So I recommend, leaving the transportation part out of your business name as best as possible. You can always do transportation in your SEO work. Um, it's great that we tell people, oh, I'm a transport company, things like that, but when it comes to business cards and it comes to branding and your emails, having a really long name can be can really be detrimental to your business rather than beneficial, because let's be honest, McDonald's is McDonald's, Starbucks is Starbucks. Starbucks doesn't even relate anything to coffee, but does it? I don't know. I'm a Starbucks drinker, so don't come for me. But just with that being said, that we just keep in mind that when it comes to your business name, that brevity is okay. Okay. So, especially in South Carolina, we if and then also just take note as you're traveling around your morning commute of the different vehicles you'll start to see them now, the transportation companies, and you'll see those ORS numbers, and just take note on how their lettering is. It has to be at least 3 inches high. It does have to be that in length, and they do know. So to identify your vehicle, so just keep that in mind. All right, so name tangent over. Now let's go to fire extinguisher type ABC. So ABC is 4 pounds or more dry powder or carbon dioxide, inspected annually. Proof of annual inspection must be attached. All right, guys. So with that, um, if you're having a van, um, go and there are some fire and safety companies located in Casey. They are absolutely amazing. Just ask them if they, when you're on the phone with them, if they still do the installation of your fire extinguisher. I know one company no longer did it, but there was another company still there over in, I believe, West Columbia, Casey area that did still install the fire extinguisher for you. So it will be connected to your actual vehicle. All right. And then you also need a no smoking sign in the patient compartment. You need a footstool or extra step for loading. You'll need fastener straps to secure your wheelchairs to the floor. You'll need proof of annual vehicle inspection. You'll need first aid with commission required supplies as listed below. Um, And here is the adult CPR face and cover. It gives you everything that you're going to need in that van. I will be getting my affiliate marketing with Amazon very shortly, probably within the next 2 weeks. So you guys will be, if you want to, you can purchase that through me. I will make sure that I have the no smoking sign, the footstools, and typically, you can choose. I'll have two on there for a shorter or a taller footstool. I recommend the taller footstool because sometimes it's hard for an older adult to make that step up into the van. So if you have those two small steps to the level of the vehicle, then it's a little bit easier for them to ambulate over. So I will be providing that. Again, give me at least 2 weeks, guys, after this video publishes, because I'm still working on that side of my business as your NEMT coach. So that right there is pretty much what you are going to um, be required to have in the vehicle for your Class C non-emergency and Class C stretcher van vehicles. And I just want to say that the inspector that will come out, he will call you, he will set up a time, he will come in, he will look at your vehicle, he's going to check your lettering, he's going to check that you have the non-smoking side, he's going to check your wheels, make sure that your vehicle is drivable. He's going to have you turn on the blinkers. He's going to have you check the mirrors, and also make sure that you have that oxygen in use sign. I don't see it, but usually they had it. Is it still there? No smoking. Okay. So that's why you had the no smoking sign, but I had on mine an additional like oxygen in use. So you just make sure that you print this form out, and all you have to do is literally check by check. If you get these things done, guys, it really is your whole